Saudi Arabia revokes Air Peace passengers' visas in Jeddah. Oh boy, are they going for pilgrimage? This is a serious one. The news filtered out that about 264 Nigerian visas to Saudi Arabia were revoked by Saudi Arabian government when they landed there. This is a very serious situation. And the question is, why is this happening at this moment that Tinubu is still at Saudi Arabia when he went on tour on how to attract Saudi Arabia to come and invest in Nigerian refineries and other industrial sectors? This is a blow on him, if he will see it that way, that he is still there talking with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and the government of Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, the government of Saudi Arabia is doing something different to your citizens at the back end. How will you take that? Saudi Arabia has unexpectedly revoked the visas of all 264 passengers who arrived in Jeddah on Monday via Air Peace, Nigeria's prominent carrier. The flight took off from the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, via the Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, on Sunday night and arrived in Saudi Arabia's major city on Monday without issues. So even with the advanced passenger pre-screening system clearance during check-in, Saudi authorities insisted on the immediate return of the passengers to Nigeria. This move has raised speculation about potential political motives. Okay, so with industry observers questioning whether it aims to disrupt Air Peace operations to the destination, given the airline's consistent high load factor and full bookings for upcoming flights. So following interventions by the Nigerian embassy, Saudi authorities reduced the number of passengers to be returned to Nigeria to 177, leading Air Peace to promptly repatriate the affected individuals back to Nigeria. So according to a source, the screening of the passengers from the MMIA and Kano Airport was thorough and there was no issue with the visas. So these passengers were duly issued visas and passed through the advanced passenger information system, accessible to both authorities in Lagos and Jeddah. So the surprising cancellation was announced upon landing, leading to suspicions of a strategy to frustrate Nigerian carrier out of the route. They want to frustrate them out of the route. Why would they want to frustrate them out of the route? They don't want them to come. The source said the screening of passengers from the MMIA, that's Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and the Kano Airport was thorough and there was no issues with the visas. You see? So these were people who were only discussed, who were duly issued the visas and they passed through the advanced passenger information system, which is accessible to both authorities in Lagos and Jeddah. So we are surprised because this cancellation was announced when the flight already landed. So we suspect this is a strategy to frustrate the Nigerian carrier out of the route. Some people are not happy with the option Air Peace is providing, the direct flight to Jeddah, as against using another foreign airline which attracts higher fares. So this incident followed Air Peace's recent announcement of commencement of direct flight to Lagos and Kano to Jeddah in September. Operating flights on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, with return flights on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, utilizing a Boeing 777. So when contacted, the spokesperson, Air Peace Stanley Olisa, confirmed the cancellation of the visas of 177 passengers airlifted by the airline to Saudi Arabia by the authorities of the foreign nation. This one is serious. So he said the development came as a shock to the Nigerian carrier, stressing that despite the intervention of the Nigerian embassy in Saudi Arabia, the passengers were still ordered back to Nigeria. It is shocking 264 passengers were flown, and everything was fine from here, Nigeria. The system checked them, and everything was approved. But upon arrival in Saudi, their passengers' visas were cancelled. Can you imagine? So, despite the intervention of the Nigerian embassy over there, the visas of 177 Nigerians, were cancelled. So, out of the 264 passengers, the visa of 177 people were cancelled. So, if you do the mathematics, you will find the number of those who were allowed entry or said. So, on whether there was an explanation for this, he replied it was shocking and there was nothing in the form of explanation for that action. So, we cannot say the actual reason for the cancellation. So, out of 264 passengers, 177 visas were cancelled, and they already landed in Saudi Arabia. So, and the check-in that was done in Lagos was good. They took off, landed in Kano to pick more passengers. The screening and check-in process was also good. There were no issues. So how come they just landed Jeddah and the next thing is the revocal of them? What could be happening? Or there is reason, because what we see here, Saudi Arabian government has not given any reason yet for doing what they did. So that is the situation now. Like I said earlier, this is very, very embarrassing to Nigeria and to Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is currently in Saudi Arabia discussing business opportunities and treaties with the Saudi government. Okay, and he is looking at attracting Saudi Arabia, to come to Nigeria to come and take over Nigerian refineries and revamp them. This is second blow. The first blow was, I think it was in Germany. Was it Germany or India, where he said that Nigerians can't. Okay, no, it was in Abu Dhabi. It was in Abu Dhabi where he said that Nigerians can travel to Abu Dhabi and the ban to travel to Abu Dhabi has been lifted. Only for the Abu Dhabi government to say nothing like that, that they didn't even discuss anything like that with Tinubu. So this is second slap now coming from Saudi Arabia, that 264 visas were revoked as soon as the people just landed Saudi Arabia. Some are saying they want to frustrate APs for taking the route, and some are still, nobody has known exactly why they did that. But why I said it's a slap, because Tinubu is still in Saudi Arabia, he's not back. So it means that they're discussing one thing with him there and they're doing something to his citizen at the back end. The same thing that happened, or similar, that happened in Abu Dhabi. But Abu Dhabi, there was no flight. Abu Dhabi was that after discussing with Tinubu came to, the true Ngalale, came to tell Nigerians that all the visa ban against Nigerians have been lifted and Nigerians can now travel to Saudi Arabia, to Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates free of charge. So why that is still being discussed and still being speculated, Abu Dhabi government came out to say they never discussed that kind of thing before. Tinubu, second slap. The same way they went to United Nations General Assembly in New York, they say he was the first African president to ring the bell in the New York Stock Exchange. Now wow. This is to tell you that this government is going to be one chance government very soon. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment for sharing.